So we're here with the man, the myth, the legend, NES Complex.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Enjoying the con so far?
Dude, I love the con. The con is fantastic.
Awesome.
That wasn't very eloquent.
It was perfect.
Previously on JRPGLife.
We're at the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo, Ontario, California. We're going to be going through and asking people what their favorite JRPGs are. And
what's the worst?
What the worst ones.
RPG
yeah.
they've ever played.
We believe that the winner is going to be Final Fantasy VII because it's just what people know. It's the cliche answer, right?
It's either going to be Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VII.
See, and I think Earthbound's going to be up there because that's mine. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, we're going to ask as many people as possible, and I'm really curious. Maybe we'll learn something new about one that we didn't realize. Like, wow, everybody loves Etrian Odyssey 3 or something like that. You just never know. I don't think that will be the case. So, any RPG right now, number one.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite?
I have to go by nostalgia. I'm just gonna say Final Fantasy VII. But I mean, how many times are you gonna hear that answer?
We knew that was gonna be the winner. What about you guys?
Final Fantasy VII is pretty good one.
7, okay.
I'm actually a Final Fantasy 9.
Okay. Ooh, all right, respectable. What about you?
So I'm not a big RPG guy, but Mario RPG. So
oh, there we go.
Ooh,
I like it.
I like it.
Here's a rough one. What's the worst? Worst RPG you've ever
That
played?
you've played.
You know, I didn't, and I know this is probably I'm gonna receive hate for this. I didn't like Dragon Quest Monsters Joker.
Okay. It's unique. I can understand that. Yeah, it's
I like the
Pokemon.
original, but that one just put me off a lot.
All right.
I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the Dragon Warriors back in the day.
I understand. Yeah, they're not easy at all. That's awesome.
I mean, I call it more of an action adventure, but would NES Highlight be kind of an RPG?
Sure. There's a little bit of character
Game's
development.
ass.
Twisted? That's awesome. Me. So we're asking everybody this question. What is your number one RPG of all time?
Phantasy Star.
Which one, the original?
Phantasy Star 2.
2? Okay.
We just got that.
We just picked that up.
I love that game. I love the whole Phantasy Star series. That's my favorite series of RPGs too.
That's awesome. So the worst RPG you've ever played?
Worst RPG. Wow. Because there's been a few. I mean, I know Quest 64 was one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I brought that up.
And that Final Fantasy, the one that was on Super Nintendo, the super
Mystic
easy
Quest?
one, Mystic Quest.
Yeah.
It was too easy, that's
Too
why.
easy?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a good answer.
It's like baby's first RPG.
Yeah, it's like when they used to have those Fisher Price toys, like
Yeah.
my first phone or my first whatever. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we got Retro Rick.
E3
He's here.
I'm here.
And we're asking everybody this question. If you could pick any RPG, what's your number one?
I mean, Earthbound is my favorite game of all time.
Yes.
That's my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
So last question.
Okay.
Worst RPG you've ever played?
Oh man, Quest 64.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Quest
That's a good
64.
one.
But I like it though. It's
didn't
weird.
think about that.
It's like I'm nostalgic about it because it's like the only RPG other than like Ogre Battle.
Yeah, it hits the feels, but it's not fun.
Yeah, right.
So this is Kyle, Retro Gorilla.
Retro
You guys
Gorilla.
are based out of where?
We're in Paris, California. We have a store in Paris. We just
Paris?
expanded.
Nice.
So it's growing and it's getting better and better. So if you guys are in SoCal, definitely give us a look
Awesome.
and give us a chance.
So we're asking a question of everybody. What is your favorite RPG of all time?
Final Fantasy.
Which one?
But no, Legend of Dragoon 2 is probably my favorite one. I remember hours of gameplay, listen to music, because it's one of those ones that there's no voice. So I used to listen to music while playing the game, and it was just my favorite game.
All right.
Yeah,
So
my favorite.
harder question. The worst RPG you've ever played?
I don't know if I can answer that one.
It's okay. You won't offend anybody.
One that you're just playing.
It's probably got to be one of the Final Fantasies. Probably one of the PS2 Final Fantasies.
PS2. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10.
So like 13, I think was
13 was PS3.
PS3.
and
Okay,
16.
so maybe like 10, I think it was.
10. Okay.
With Titus and
Titus and Una.
Yeah.
All right. Respectable. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite RPG?
Same choice.
Witcher 3?
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Recently, Witcher 3.
What about JRPG?
What's your
JRPG.
He's got one.
Bravely Default.
Nice.
That's a good game.
It's a good one.
Now, the hard question.
One more.
What is the worst RPG you've played?
I'm not a big fan of Fallout, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Most assume I am.
How dare you?
But I am not a huge fan of Fallout.
Nice.
Retro Respawn cancel.
My guess.
All right, so we got Ricky and Gabo from the Pixel Game Squad.
Do you speak Gabonese?
No, but I'd love to learn it.
You may have to translate down here below.
Well, normally Rifo is the translator, but he's not here. It's gonna be Ricky.
Okay, so one RPG you can pick of any time. What's your favorite?
Mario RPG.
Mario RPG.
Pokemon.
Which one?
First one. On
Blue,
Game Boy.
red?
I will go with red.
Red, go with it. You have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Tell him the truth.
What's the truth? What's the truth?
Mario RPG.
Gabo doesn't play RPGs.
Mario RPG.
Mario RPG. Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's the only JRPG, well, the only RPG that I ever play and finish it.
That's a fair reason.
Yeah.
That's a
I
fair
have to
reason.
go with that one.
Xbox
So-
has RPGs, and we know you like Xbox.
You're collecting
Oh,
Xbox
yeah. That's
What's
true.
what's the worst RPG you've ever played? Last question.
That's a good question.
It's tough, right?
That is a tough one. I'm like,
Final Fantasy.
Which one?
Which one?
What? Oh, actually, wait. Actually, I play and finish the Final Fantasy 7 on PlayStation.
don't you say anything bad about
No, it's really good. No, but I got
It's gonna make a lot of people mad.
Final Fantasy 8 is bad for me on the PlayStation.
It's one of my favorites. But I
Really,
understand.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's a very
I mean,
polarizing game.
that's why we have vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
That's in my humble opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're the worst RPG.
Did you think of one? We got Caleb over here too.
Hey, what are you doing with that? You can't make a good video with a camera like that.
No,
man.
we can't. We're gonna do it anyways.
He's the perfect guy for the question.
How's it going, dude?
Good. So, Caleb here.
How's it going?
We're asking everybody this question: one JRPG or RPG of all time. What's your favorite?
Honestly, I'm kind of basic. I would probably go Kingdom Hearts.
Oh. Elisa loves
I know
Kingdom
that.
Hearts.
Yeah, that's a big it's a big one. But dude, as a kid, I had like an unhealthy emotional attachment to like Sora and Riku. I was like, no, don't go to the dark side, Riku.
Yeah.
She's lying to you.
Oh man, that's so good. Last question: worst RPG of our time that you played?
Honestly, I'm not a big RPG guy in general.
Okay.
So like I tried to play, this isn't a bad one, but I tried to play Dragon Quest recently and it was just so long that I couldn't get into it. So I'd probably have to say that one. Yeah.
that's a good call.
Yeah,
that's good.
I actually don't enjoy the Final Fantasy
Can I
NES.
take my choice back?
Yes.
Favorite one, Mass Effect. That's an RPG, right?
That's an RPG.
Okay.
Super sci-fi. Xbox too.
Yeah.
Much respect.
There you go.
Much respect.
There you go.
So we're here with the one and only John Riggs. How's it going?
Good, how are you feeling? Good to see you.
Good. So we're asking one question, everybody. What is your favorite JRPG of all time, or RPG?
My favorite RPG of all time? Oh
You can
boy.
pick one.
I know, if I could only pick one. I mean, for the Super Nintendo, oh no, I was thinking, my first thought was Final Fantasy II, or Final Fantasy IV, right? And then I immediately thought of Lunar for the Sega CD. I was like, oh, but I don't know, like, if I played them both for the very first time, taking myself back to then, it was, I probably gotta get into Final Fantasy II, like my favorite of all time.
The theme of love was the song we danced to at our wedding.
Oh, that's adorable.
From that game.
That's amazing.
And what's the one, last question, the worst RPG you've ever played? I know you played a lot of bad games. That's what you're famous for.
I love them. I know, I've rented everything I could get a hold of.
Right.
The worst, there's gotta be one for like the PlayStation one. Because there was a time there where like RPGs, when they kind of took off, that's when everyone started doing RPGs.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them. And there has to be one for like the PlayStation 1 early days. Like Beyond the Beyond comes to mind.
Okay.
Not that it's terrible, it takes forever to do nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if I had to say a worst one off the top of my head, I'd say Beyond the Beyond, but I'm also still super nostalgic for it because it's one of the first RPGs for the PlayStation 1.
I like it. We haven't heard that one today.
Yeah. It's a very vanilla RPG. It's great.
It really is. It's like it's cookie cutter. It's just like the same thing, and it was early graphics, so like trying to do cutscenes, CGI, super compressed, and it didn't look very great, and not very memorable except for just trying to level grind and stuff like that. It's like,
Okay. So we're here with the Pat, the one and only Pat, the NES punk, and I want to know what your favorite RPG of all time is.
My favorite RPG of all time is Chrono Trigger because I emulated the hell out of it in college.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Asking Ian, what is your favorite RPG of all time? If you could pick one.
No, I had two.
Or two. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either Valkyrie Profile
Oh, I've heard that one today.
or Parasite Eve.
Okay. Those are new. We haven't heard that at all today.
Oh, okay. I love the original Parasite Eve.
What about your least favorite or the worst you've ever played?
The worst JRPG I've ever played?
Being super critical.
I don't stick with games I don't like for very long, but I did not like Saga Frontier 2.
Okay.
Ours is Unlimited.
Unlimited Sagas, that's how we feel about Unlimited Saga.
I love most of the weird Saga games.
Yeah.
Like, most of them are weird and obtuse, and if you spend time with them, you can like them.
Yeah.
I didn't get to that point with Saga Frontier 2. And Unlimited Saga is very weird.
Very weird as well.
I like
right?
it, but it's very, very weird.
Yeah. So I'm here with Tater. He has a sweet costume. Check this out. I love it with the Mr. Saturn.
Yeah.
So I gotta know,
Yeah.
if you were to pick one JRPG or RPG of all time, what would be your favorite?
I mean,
I'm rigging this.
No, I mean, I know it's gonna shock you. So I mean, you're not sitting down,
Right.
but Earthbound.
Ah, I love it. The sweet smell of success. So my wife and I have a little contest going on.
Yeah.
We know Final Fantasy VII is going to be like the one that people pick.
Yeah.
But she thinks more people are going to pick Chrono Trigger. I think more people are going to pick Earthbound.
Ooh, I don't know.
So
Actually,
far-
I may have to agree with the Chrono Trigger because I think that's more. I think people recognize that more. Like more people played that than I think played Earthbound.
Yeah.
Earthbound's like that cult classic.
That's the exact thing she said.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's
But he said
sad.
Earthbound.
Oh, I was hoping so.
I wonder why.
Since he got Mr. Saturn on his
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So we're here with the Messiah.
Hello.
Retro Attack himself. This is Corey.
Pleasure
So
to meet you guys.
he has an awesome Whatnot channel.
Yeah, Retro Attack 831.
We appreciate him. We bought a lot of stuff from him. Good quality, good shipping, and nice dude.
Appreciate that.
So we're going to ask you the question we've been asking everybody. If you can pick one RPG of all time, what's your favorite?
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. That's awesome. We haven't
It's the
heard that
only
one
RPG
yet.
I've ever beaten.
We've heard that a lot from people about
Yeah.
the one RPG they picked.
Yeah.
So here with Robert from Chubbs Gaming.
Yes.
He has an awesome booth here, and he gave us a shout out, which we appreciate. I guess he watches the channel.
Yes, great videos. Don't forget, always like, comment, subscribe. These guys do great yard sales. Great yard sales. You'll learn something. You one video, you'll be educated. It's a free education, and these guys know what they're doing.
That's
Know what
awesome.
they're doing.
So the question I have for you is, one RPG all time, what's your favorite?
I think Final Fantasy 7.
7. All right.
PS1.
Final Fantasy 7 PS1.
Yeah, I mean that's when that PlayStation 1 was my first console that my mom bought me.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the first games that came out.
Yeah.
I tried it, you know. I haven't played any more, so that would be my only one.
Okay. So the question is, one RPG all time, what would you pick? Your favorite?
If I was stuck on an island kind
Sure.
of thing?
Yeah.
I think I would say Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
That's one for me.
Yeah, I mean, because if I'm stuck on an island, Chrono Trigger feels like games within games. And
Yes.
because there's branching paths and different endings, so many different locations and time periods, it would feel like I get actually more RPGs than just one.
Oh, that's good. Now, if you could pick one that was the worst of all time.
The worst of all time?
Worst you've ever played.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Mystic Quest.
A lot of people said that today. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the worst.
It's just kids.
I didn't give it enough of a chance.
It's
I'm
kids'
not a
first
big
RPG.
Quest 64 person. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
I don't know. It's tough.
It's tough. So a lot of people have said Quest 64. They say it's like, and Mystic Quest, they say it's nostalgia, but not a good game. Or
Right.
child's first RPG.
Right. Well, it's because I feel betrayed.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Square. And it's
What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, Square. It's going to be great.
Not so much.
It just isn't. The art looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the box art.
So we're here with the famous John Gamester81.
What's up, everyone?
And Mr. Gerard, the Completionist.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm going to ask a question knowing that we probably already know the answer for Gerard, but we're going to ask for you. What is your one-time JRPG favorite of all time?
JRPG favorite of all time? I'd probably say like the Final Fantasy series.
Which one?
Final Fantasy 2 from Super Nintendo.
2?
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or 3.
Or 3?
Yeah. But 2 is like the one I grew up on and loved a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you? No, we know the answer, right?
For RPG, JRPG, oh god, all time. I gotta go Final Fantasy 6.
Really? I thought you
Final
were gonna
Fantasy
say
6
7.
/3. No, people think 7's my all-time favorite. It's actually my second, but like my appreciation and cultural significance of 7 is much higher than 6.
Yeah.
But without 6, there is no 7. So to me, I mean, aside from the numerical advancement number,
Right.
of course, but yeah, to me, Final Fantasy 6 is the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one last question. What's the worst RPG you've ever played?
Yeah, I like it.
The worst RPG you ever played?
Yeah.
It's subtle. Yeah, it looks.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I can't think of one off the top of my head. It's a hard question. Because usually if I don't like it, I don't play it.
Right.
I drop it in like 10 minutes. So I don't remember, you know.
You've probably forced yourself through some rough ones, right?
I'm gonna say Quest 64.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not a fun one. Not a fun one.
Yeah, play up there.
Lunar, the Silver Star.
Nice.
Silver Star Story Complete actually was my favorite version of it on the PlayStation. I had rented it as a kid on Sega CD, and my cousins owned it on Sega CD also. So we would talk about it a lot back in those days, but never owned it until and I didn't full-blown get into RPGs until a little bit later, like Secret of Mana kind of got me in. It was a gateway. I was more of an action arcade fan. Secret of Mana was my first like full-blown RPG, but then finally, by the time Lunar Silver Star Complete came out on PlayStation, I remember I got it. I think my mom got it for me, and I just loved it. I just fell in love with the story, the characters. It became my favorite RPG to this day. I look back and I think about how that game made me cry. Like, literally at the end, when you beat the game and you know Luna is sacrificed for the greater good, and like just that whole thing coming to a close with the end credits and them all looking back at the temple or whatever that was, all the characters that you've just been through this giant journey with, and I literally shed a tear. I was like, oh my gosh, like
how often does that happen?
I know. How often does that happen? And like, I remember thinking the reason why is because I have to leave this world now. Like I gotta move on to another game or something, and I don't really want to leave. These are my friends. I've become close with them somehow, and it's weird how RPGs especially have that effect because they're so story driven, character driven, and just like a movie or a novel or something, you just become attached. To the character.
And that's why, like, I would only 90% my RPGs when I was a kid for a while because I didn't want to leave that world.
Right, exactly.
So I wanted to stay there. I didn't want to beat it because then I'd have to say goodbye.
I felt the same way. It's so funny. I bet a lot of people felt that. A lot of people have the same experience. There's only a select bit of RPGs I played over my childhood because they were real. They were. I still, my heart of hearts was always an action arcade gamer. But I did play a number of them. And Lunar, Shenmue, Secret of Mana, Wild Arms was another one I loved so much. Wild Arms 1 and 2, of course the Zelda games. Those are like action RPGs. Ocarina of Time. So much.
Have you? Would you call one the worst you've ever played?
Worst RPG I ever played was Thousand Arms.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah,
like
I didn't
the harem,
care for it. I didn't care for the whole dating sim part of it. Yeah, it was so funny. Maybe it was the age I was too. I was like 13, 14. I thought it would be cool. I don't know. I felt weird playing it. I felt weird playing it at that age. I remember my aunt gave it to me for Christmas. It was so funny. And I couldn't get into it. I think too, I wanted it to almost be more like Wild Arms. I had played Wild Arms first, and I thought they were going to be connected or something because it's Thousand Arms, Wild Arms. I don't know. Maybe like, but this is also like a gateway RPG, like Final Fantasy
Mystic Quest.
Mystic Quest, yeah.
I've had that a lot.
That one,
as well,
that was pretty.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's good for bringing people into that turn-based JRPG.
Yeah.
There was one. I think he's part of the Dragon Warrior. It's like a Dragon Warrior spin-off. I got it on PlayStation. And he's like a dungeon. Yeah, Troneko. The dungeon
not
crawler.
a good game.
That's the worst one. That's the worst one I played. I got it for Christmas. Again, my aunt loved giving me RPGs.
It's a roguelike.
It's a roguelike. Yeah, and I hated it.
It's bad.
We
did it too. Yeah. We were surprised.
I could not get into it. I was just like so disappointed, and I didn't know how to respond. Like my aunt, she liked RPGs actually. So I remember calling her at Christmas and her being like, "So what'd you think of it? What do you like it?" I was like, "Oh, it's great. I have to show off." Sorry, I have to show off. You're watching this.
No, that's all right.
But
before the expo, we were thinking it would be a fun contest to see what games were picked the most. After experiencing this journey, we were able to further appreciate the nostalgia, the stories, and the fellow gaming experiences we were able to share with the gaming community.
And we would love to hear what your favorite RPG is and least favorite in the comments below. And if you like this video, give us a like and let us know that you enjoyed this style of video, and we'll do more in the future.
Well, that's it. It's over. It's time to get out.
We're kicking everyone out.
And it was a wild couple days.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good to get home to the cats and go through our wares and see where all the money went.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. And remember, the couple that goes to amazing video game cons together stays together. Take care. We'll see you next time.